Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I just finished playing the guitar, so my voice is activated AF. And I'm excited because today I get to dive into some yummy goddess conversation with a sister. Here she is. I'm going to invite her in now. Miss Phoebe, Miss Phoebe, Miss. And let me know where in the world you're tuning in from. There she
Hello.
is. Hello, beautiful.
Hi, how are
How are
you?
you?
I'm doing great. I'm good. I
Yeah.
just did yoga. I feel
Ooh,
good.
I know you're saying that you're dropping into a last minute yoga class. How was it?
hmm It was nice. It was really good. I'm traveling a lot at the moment, as you know, so it's nice to get to move my body a little bit when I can, whenever I get the chance. And this hostel offers yoga classes, which is good.
It's one of my favorite things about hostels is that like almost all of them offer yoga classes for free when
Yeah,
you stay.
yeah, it's amazing. It's so good, especially when they are free. It helps with budget travel for sure.
We love a good free embodiment practice.
hmm
Hmm.
Yeah, it's good. This body gets seized up moving so much. So,
Where in the world are you right now?
so I'm currently in Athens, in Greece. And oh my gosh, I love it. It's such a cool city. It's super groovy. There's lots of cool people around. Oh, look at your kitty.
This is Chloe.
Oh.
I have heard amazing things about Greece. It is like high on my like next list for travel. One of the things you and I have in common is our love for travel. And
hmm
what helps with budget travel? I just joined. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, if you have any questions, you guys, as you're hopping in here, feel free to drop them in the chat. Would love to chat a little bit about budget travel. However, this conversation today is all goddess talk. So I want to dive into that before we start answering questions. And Phoebe, you and I met in a very special place.
hmm
Um, a place that you and I were both called to be, and we didn't really know why,
hmm
but we listened,
We
and
did, thankfully.
yeah.
Thankfully.
So I'll share my experience of how Phoebe and I met, and then Phoebe, I'd love for you to share your experience and your journey of how we met. But
hmm
ultimately, one of the things that I talk about a lot when working with women is the need to tune into your body, to tune into your body's wisdom, to listen to the calls of your body, to listen to what it is that your body is speaking to you in your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body. And for me, a couple of months ago, I was feeling this really deep call to Costa Rica. And one of the reasons I was being pulled there was because of this yoga teacher training and somatic leadership training that I took part in. But I was also feeling really called to go to Envision. And that is where Phoebe and I met. Envision is a festival in Uvita, Costa Rica. And in my journey through Envision, I solo sent it to this festival, this massive festival. And I ended up connecting with a woman that I had met at a previous festival. And through this beautiful woman, Phoebe and I got to connect. And Phoebe, like you and I met at such an interesting place along your journey. And it
hmm
was so beautiful getting to witness you, getting to see you, getting to hold you, getting to support you as you really like leaned into the wisdom that your body holds, as you leaned into like stepping into alignment, listening to the yeses, listening to the places where you were being called, and simultaneously saying no to like the logical things that your brain was like, I'm supposed to do this. I planned on being there. I have to be there. And it was
hmm
so beautiful getting to witness you in this journey of like coming home to your body, coming home to yourself, and like really honoring this path that has now led you to Greece. which like
Yeah.
I love getting to watch your journey.
Yeah, it's such a huge point you just made there. The whole reason that I'm in Greece and doing this solo travel is because of Costa Rica. It's because of the realizations that I had there, the connections that I made there, and yeah, all of the things I learned about myself through that experience as well. So the reason I went to Costa Rica was because a friend of mine recommended it, and she was like, "Yes, come with me. We should go and do it together." And then very last minute, she ended up pulling out of it, and I was like, "Oh, I've really like got my hopes up about this festival now. Like I'm super excited, and I still really want to go." And I remember being quite sad one night and like looking it up, and there was a page that said, 60% of people that attend are all solo travelers. So I was like, oh, that's what I needed to see. That's what I needed to see.
Thank you.
Like, yeah, and then I booked it, and I was like counting down the days until I could go. And honestly, I've never felt that way about a particular trip before. I just, for some reason, knew that this was going to be life changing. And I remember joking around with my friends. That was when I was living in Canada too, saying like, I'm going to come back a changed woman. And then when I came back from Costa Rica, I was like,
Yeah.
hey, I
I
feel
am that changed woman. Yes.
yeah, I do feel like very different after the festival, and it is thanks to some of the most incredible people that I met there, and Leah being one of them, helping me through a lot of things, and also having a lot of fun together.
It's so much fun. We
Yeah, yeah,
danced our asses off like all fucking week. It was so fun. It was so amazing.
yeah. I've honestly never danced more in my life. It was so freeing. It was so cool.
Yeah, if people are hang around me and you'll dance a little bit more. It's kind of what I was to say. Even if you don't think you can dance more, you will.
Yeah, oh no, I still do. I watch your videos dancing, and while I'm traveling too, if the hostel room is empty, which is very rare, I'm like just having a little boogie to try and hype myself up for the day.
You just like start inviting your roommates into dance parties.
I should do. I feel like I might scare off all the people in the hostels though, honestly.
If you scare them off, they're not your people.
Yeah, that's true.
So tell me a little bit more about like and those that are tuning in and listening. I'd love for you to share a little bit more about your journey through Costa Rica and like what you learned about yourself and how our paths crossing was like just super divine and yeah, like was a part of that journey for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the main thing that I was able to take away from a whole load of lessons and realizations from Costa Rica was um, learning to really listen to my intuition, to be honest, and not overthink things too much, come back to being grounded, being still, and just listening to like what's going on in your body. And yeah, just really tuning into to what your body is telling you. I remember there was one particular moment with Yulia where it was a little overwhelming. There was a lot of things going on, and you just like looked me in my eyes, like held me, and you're like, "What do you feel? Like just stay still for a second. Like, what do you feel? Just be centered, be grounded." And it really like made me realize to just it's okay to just feel things and listen to them and then move on. And after that moment, I felt so much better and so much more free and was able to listen to, what was going on. And I think it was an accumulation of a lot of crazy cool experiences as well, with all of the incredible workshops during the day that Envision offered. And then being able to boogie and party with all of our friends as well at night was such a fun experience.
It's the spectrum of experience, right? Like being able to
Yeah.
have fun and to be super playful and to be able to like dive into the work, like the feelings, the emotions, like tuning into like what actually is here, what is your body feeling, what's your body holding. And I find that that's such an important part of doing the work, as we like to call it, and like doing the work, if you're new to this experience, It really means like looking at your emotions, looking at your trauma, looking at the things, the blocks, the limiting beliefs that are holding you back from stepping into your most authentic self, from stepping into your fully expressed self, from stepping into your worth, from stepping into your confidence, from stepping into all of who you're meant to be so that you can show up in the ways that you're meant to, in the ways that you're meant to serve, into your purpose, into your passions.
Mm-hmm.
And to your pleasures. We love us
Yeah.
some pleasures.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was so beautiful getting to witness you be like, oh wow, like I can have all of this?
Yeah.
Cool, let's do it. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the moment. Go ahead.
I think like the dancing too at night, like you and all of the girls that we were with are just so free to be yourselves and to move your body, just to feel the music with everybody, and even have moments where you feel closer or called to dance with somebody and it not mean anything. That's like my brain having that overthinking side of things where things don't need to be so overthought sometimes. If you're just called to dance with somebody, or if you're just called to dance and move in your own way, that's what you should do, and you should listen to that. Oh yeah, that was another like really big moment, a realization for me too. Like everyone's so free just to move and dance, and it was like amazing.
That's one of the reasons why I love dance so much. I think growing up, the majority of us, almost all of us, I think, are taught that like dancing looks like this one thing, or dancing is, especially for women, dancing is moving our bodies, moving our asses, moving our breasts in a way that is going to please the person in front of us, that is going to, maybe turn on the person in front of us, that is going to attract the person in front of us to us. And the beautiful thing about ecstatic dance or like free flow dance is that you get to move your body, right? Like break through those societal constructs, break through those old patterns and beliefs, and move your body in a way that like feels right to you, that feels good for you. It's like, oh, I feel something in my right hip. Let me move my right hip in this way without judgment, without expectation, without the need for
Mm-hmm.
it to look like anything in particular. And,
Yeah.
through dance, I find that I think it's so important because it allows you to drop into your body. It
Mm-hmm.
allows you to explore like what is here. It allows you to explore what comes up in your mind while you're moving through dance, that you get to look at and be like, oh wow, like this is a belief or that I've had from the past because this is what I learned or this is what somebody taught me. And in the
Yeah.
containers like that, which you and I connected in, it was so beautiful getting to see you just like drop into your body more and more and release those expectations and like be invited by the other people around you. Hello, Clay.
Oh hey.
Another friend from Envision. We're talking about Envision. Um, yeah, and
Yeah.
like, right, it allows you to explore like what is within you and what are the beliefs that you hold that are leading you to express in a particular way.
Mm.
And so like in all of my containers, dance is always a part of it because it's what allows you to tap into your feelings. It allows you to tap into your emotions. It allows you to tap into those roadblocks and those limiting beliefs that help us move forwards, that help us expand, that help us step more into like abundance, help us step more into alignment, really. And so yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
love that you got to have that experience at this festival at Envision.
Yeah,
And
I
like,
think it helped me a lot because I've grown up. Well, my school was a performing arts school, so I've been around performance and dance and stuff quite a lot. But I've realized recently the nature of that kind of standard that my school set put a lot of pressure on me when it comes to moving, when it comes to performance, any form of whether it was athletics or it was drama or it was dancing or singing. There was a lot of pressure on it, and so Envision really helped me like just knock down that expectation and just have fun with it. Like things like that are meant to be experienced to make you feel good, and not necessarily for other people at all. Sometimes it's just so you can feel yourself. You
yeah,
can just feel yourself with friends as well and have fun. And
I
yeah,
love that.
but
And like when you are with friends and when you are with people that are expressing, you get to witness them and their expression, and then gain permission to step deeper into your level of expression.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm curious, like, given your past with your education and what you've learned, like, what kinds of things came up for you, like mentally and emotionally, while you were on the dance floor, while you were dancing with me, while you were dancing with the other ladies in our group, our friends? Like, what were some maybe limiting beliefs or thoughts or things that came up that you got to be with?
Um, I think the main thing was that element of fun, like just letting go of routine and of expectation, and just boogieing. And actually, one of the bigger things too was being in the embrace of others, and learning how to flow with other people, and get there. Like, everyone dances in their own unique way, and what I loved exploring in Vision um, was feeling that vibe from other people and dancing with everybody and seeing how everyone else moves to music in their own kind of way. And that was a lot of fun to me. Was that freedom to move in your own way and see how other people experience music and can move their own bodies too.
I love that you got to tap into that freedom, and
Mm.
like that theme of freedom is something that has carried through Envision, post Envision, into the life that you're living right now. Could you say more
Mm-hmm.
about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, um, I think all of these little experiences with different people, and realizing there's so many unique people that I can connect with out there, is something that maybe played a part in me feeling comfortable to solo travel a little bit more. When you're not traveling with other people, you're kind of forced to go and talk to new people, connect with new people, because you don't have that like comfort zone with another person with you. And so that was something that I experienced for the first time at Envision, was that element of, oh shit, like I'm laying on a beach on my own right now. Like, on the very first day, I met beautiful Alicia, who I think she's the one that introduced me to you at the start. And if it wasn't for her, then I wouldn't have met the whole group that we got so close with. So, like, it all starts with just like that one connection, and it made me really trust and love who I am, and believe that I am capable of traveling further on my own and meeting new amazing people. Like, yeah, honestly, the people that I've met solo traveling have been the most incredible people that I align with the most, because you're not forced to meet people that perhaps the person you're traveling with aligns with. Like, they're your people that you purely connect with on a higher level, I think. Yeah, and that's really something that I got from Envision, was that confidence in myself to be able to meet people and connect with them a little deeper.
I love that.
Mm.
Yeah, and also just like reflection from me, like, that I see that experience of what it feels like to be free within yourself and in your body has carried over into you leaning into your desire to travel, to explore the world. Like, you were planning on going back home
Mm.
from Costa Rica, moving and starting a new job that was going to like keep you grounded in one place.
Mm-hmm.
And you ended up canceling that and opting out of that
Yeah.
to then start to travel around the world so that you can meet people, so that you can offer your services, the things that light you up, to different companies, to different retreats, to different businesses, to different people that could lead to this, that does lead to this exchange where like you're giving to them and they're giving to you in exchange.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I was meant to go and start a full-time job as a tour guide, and it was going to be quite a stressful position, taking people around Europe. And I decided that, well, I always kind of had this deeper feeling in me that I actually just wanted to be a backpacker myself, and I just wanted to go and explore my own passions and my own photography, and connect with other small businesses and people of my own, and not take on that stressful role, even though I know that the past me would have been like, yeah, but it sounds good, and I've told people I'm going to be doing that now, and all of these expectations already that I should continue on with it. I came out of Envision needing to recognize that I got to trust my voice a little bit more, trust what I actually want to do. And so I was like, I'm just gonna cancel that, and it'll be there if it aligns with me in another moment. It'll still be there. And yeah, I'm very glad that I did listen to that, because this journey has led me to other fun things, meeting some other incredible people. Yeah, so listening to that was a good decision, I think, in the end.
I love that. And I think you make a very important point here, right? Because we were talking before about like tuning into your body and listening to your body. And with women, we have been taught so much by society, by our family, by our religious beliefs, by the education system. We have been actually driven away from connecting to our bodies, connecting to our hearts, from listening to what's happening within us. And we've been conditioned to really lead with the logical mind and do what we think we're supposed to do. And one of the journeys that I guide women on is coming home to their bodies, coming home to the wisdom that their bodies hold, and learning to listen to that. And so, you make this really important point here where, you had these things come up in your body. You had these feelings come up in your body, and you chose to listen to them and then take action based off of what you were hearing, right? And so you were feeling into your body, and you were like, and I will never forget our moment together on the beach that morning, like wading in the water half naked, just like where I got to witness you like so deeply connect to your body, to your heart. And you were like, there's this thing that I want, and there's this thing that I have planned, and they don't align. Like they're not meeting each other. And I watched you like tune into your body and tune into that wisdom, and like become more aware of it, be with it, accept it, and then you acted on it. And that's one of the biggest things that I see women not do, is they feel this thing, they experience this thing, and then they don't act on it, because ultimately they choose to people please instead. People please based off of what they think they're supposed to do, what others think is best for them, or because they have been conditioned that this path that they chose 6 months ago, last year, is the one that they have to follow through on. And this is one of the biggest things that I see with women, is like, your emotions and your feelings are your magic. They're your superpower. And when you listen to them and actually give yourself permission to shift or to change, even if you're in the process of accomplishing this goal that you set 6 months ago, it will always lead to more happiness, to more joy, to more pleasure, and to a more aligned experience. But when you block that off, when you put those walls up, when you don't listen to the wisdom that your body holds, you end up settling. You end up not lit the fuck up. You end up not super happy, not super aligned. You end up ignoring the desires of your body. And it's been super beautiful getting to witness you like really lean into that wisdom, lean into listening to what your body has to say and acting on it. And it's led you to freaking grace.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I actually remember you asking me in one specific moment, like, how much do you listen to your body? And I was like, well, I think I listen to it a lot. Like, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. And then that, I think that was earlier on in the festival. And now I've realized like the number was probably a lot lower, because now I really understand what you meant by that. Like, how much are you trusting what you feel and what you want, rather than having all of those extra things that are influencing you. And I know that I usually would be very influenced by exactly what you said, what's expected of me by whether it's friends or family, and what I think is expected of me by my own brain, which really isn't, if you start listening to your actual desires and what is instead of what's best for you, like what actually feels right for you to do. And yeah, so that number is a lot higher now, and I really believe it too. But it was just interesting that you asked me that at the start, and I thought I knew that I was listening to myself, but until you really realize what's going on, sometimes you might not know yourself as much as you think that you do.
It's so true. It's so true. And until we really start to, like, it's like a muscle, right? The more you use it, the more familiar it becomes. And especially with like a week of dancing and being together and deep conversations, I saw you get to learn what it really means to like drop into your body, and like what it really means to listen to your heart, what it really means to listen to your pussy, what it really means to listen to your intuition, and getting to bring all of those together to find that path for you. I'm so proud of you, and I've loved getting to watch it happen and unfold. It just like,
Yeah.
it felt so divine that like you kind of just like landed in my arms when you did, and we found each other, right? Like you helped me in so many ways, like really see in that journey for me in Costa Rica, like my leadership ability, and how just by being my fullest and most authentic self, I actually get to lead other women into doing the same and like creating the life that they really deeply desire. And that for me was like one of the big themes that came through at Envision, was like by leading myself, I more powerfully lead others. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, our connection was such a beautiful part for me in my journey of stepping deeper into guiding women, and to be able to hold you. And like we spent so much time together throughout that whole week. Like I just felt like you were like, I'm just gonna come over here and like tuck under your wing, and we're just gonna go around. And we did.
Yeah.
You got to meet my
Yeah.
friends, like the group of guys, including Clay that was here earlier. Like we just got to connect, and it was so much fun. And yeah, I like, how do I want to ask this? You and I have been talking a lot lately about like your desire to step into more of this place of empowerment, right? More of this like goddess within you, like connect to her. And you are going to be joining the Empowered Goddess, which is the group program that I have coming up and starting in August, which is a program it's a group experience for women, conscious and spiritual women, to come together to rise in their power. There's so much judgment, there's so much jealousy that we see amongst women. And in my space, like this is not here. Like it is welcomed to be experienced, but not welcome to be projected on another woman. Because I find that when we experience these things, it's usually something within ourselves that is being activated by somebody else in our presence that we're choosing not to listen to. And so this journey with conscious and spiritual women, we're really like, I am really guiding women back into their power, guiding them into their voice, to speak their truth, to listen to their bodies, to use their yes, to use their no, to step into their confidence, to honor their worth, and to start to create the life that they desire, that can exist when you stop people pleasing and start pleasing yourself and step into the pleasures that you have, the desires that you have. And so I'm excited for you to join. I have an incredible group of women. I'm so excited for you to meet these
I'm
ladies.
so excited too.
But I'm curious, what is it that's drawing you into this experience?
Yeah, well, to be honest, I think Costa Rica was really quite a big turning point for me in exploring this kind of realm of women empowerment, trusting myself, spiritual journeys, all of that sort of stuff. I've always had interest in, but never really started to look into. So, like I said, I thought that I was already on this path, and I now know there's so much more that I can learn. So I'm really excited to just go a little bit further into that, and meet other women as well that are on the same path, the same journey. We're all going through the same things in some ways, and so it's really nice to have an opportunity to connect with like-minded people as well, and be guided by someone like you, who is so incredible. So I'm really, really excited to be in a space with all of these beautiful women.
I'm excited for
Can't
you.
wait.
Yeah, it's, especially for women, like when you are ready to step into your next level of leading yourself, when you're ready to step into more in your life, when you're ready to attract more abundance and more pleasure and like really lean into the things that you really want and that you love, it requires you to be in a space that is constantly helping you level up.
Mm-hmm.
And from my experience, the most powerful way to do that is by being with a group of women that are helping you rise, that are inspiring you, that are reflecting back to you your magic, your worth, that are reflecting back to you your strengths, what you're capable of, how incredible you are. And when women reflect these things back to each other, it's a reminder. Like, we already know these things innately. Think about being a child. When you're a kid, you believe in yourself so much. You're fully yourself, you're super authentic, and you just do whatever you want to an extent
Mm-hmm.
for a child.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I
And
was cartwheeling down
yeah,
shopping center aisles like no one. I would still love to do that. Sometimes I still do, but
more of that.
yeah,
But we
yeah.
forget these things. We forget the wisdom that we hold. We forget the strength that we have. We forget how much we are worth. We forget what we're capable of. And so when we are together with other conscious and spiritual women in community, which is like one of my biggest goals in life, is to continue fostering that for as many women as possible, hence the Empowered Goddess Group experience, women get to rise and we get to brag and we get to be celebrated and we get to be excited for ourselves and for the other women, because intimacy, which is one of my biggest values and something that I bring into every container that I run, intimacy really is the ability to see yourself more deeply through the eyes of another. So into me I see, the definition of intimacy, really, if you break it down, right? So through the eyes of another, you get to more deeply come to see yourself. And that's why it's so important to gather together in conscious community with other sisters, because it allows us to heal these deep feminine wounds, like people pleasing, like feeling like you're too much, feeling like you're not enough, feeling like you need to be silenced and you need to quiet your voice, right? Avoiding your emotions because you feel like it's going to disrupt the environment around you or disrupt others. All of these are like very deep-seated feminine wounds that, by being in community with other women that are supporting you and holding you and like allowing you to really, that are welcoming you and in all of you, in all of your emotions and all of your mess and all of your chaos, it allows women to step forward. It allows them to find their spark, to find their power, to find their confidence, and take that and drive it into their external world, right? we
Yeah.
have we have the concept of as above so below, as within so without. And so as above so below, what's happening in the world above us, what's happening with God, with spirit, with source, in the atmosphere, it's all going to affect what's happening right here below us, right, on the in the earthly realm, we'll call it. And as within, so without. What happens within you affects the world around you. And so that's why it's so important to dive into this work, to look at these feminine wounds, to look at the places where you're holding yourself back, to look at the masculine walls that you've put up to protect you, to keep you safe, to prevent you from getting hurt or experiencing pain, right? And this is where women start to develop this like hyper independent way of being, where it's like, I don't need no man, I don't need anybody, like I can do this on my own. And that ends up alienating ourselves, which prevents us from being in the communities that we're talking about now, which ultimately expand us and allow us to serve, allow us to step forward and create the life that we desire, which is what you're doing now, which is what you're traveling and you're exploring, you're getting to meet people, and you're finding the things about yourself that you want to lean into in this life.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And I've realized as well that the quality of the people that I'm meeting now that I am I'm more conscious and more aware of myself and who I am, are just at a whole another level. Like the people that I have connected with over the last year or two have been like top tier, amazing people that inspire me, and that I'm able to also inspire in different ways as well. So in doing like more work with like-minded people, it's inviting more similar people into my world that I'm able to help as well,
Yeah.
which I'm really excited to.
And like you said, it's like by diving into your work, right? By diving into yourself, it's attracting the people in the world around you that are more resonant with you, as within, so without. And so when you shift internally, It shifts your energy on a cellular level. It shifts the way your DNA is literally expressing, and it attracts the things that are resonant with that in the world around you, which is what you're seeing. And I love that. And I'm so proud of you
Mm-hmm.
for that, because
Mm-hmm.
it literally changes everything in your life. And
Yeah.
Clay said something really beautiful here that I'd love to reflect on. He said, beautiful conversation. From a man's perspective, there's nothing more amazing than a woman who is deep in their divine energy. It lights up the world. Yes. Like, and that is why women's work is so important, because not only are you leading yourself, but by being in that divine feminine energy, by expressing yourself fully, by leaning into your confidence, by like being fully you, you give permission to every other person around you in your life to do the same thing. So whether you're a mother, whether you're a sister, whether you're a daughter, whether you're a friend, like most of you are one of those, right? And that allows you to lead more powerfully. It allows you to inspire and influence the people around you more powerfully, your friends, your family, your business community, and it gives them permission. And this is what changes the world. And I'm sure, can all agree that the world around us is in need of some serious changes. And it's happening, right? Like we are seeing this new paradigm of consciousness rising. And that is so beautiful. It's so needed. And in my opinion, women play a huge fucking role in this, because
Mm-hmm.
women are the original nurturers of humanity. Like we literally nurture living, breathing human beings in our bodies, in our womb, to life. And we are so deeply connected to source, to spirit, to God, to the energy, right? To oneness. And so when we can tap into that through being with the wisdom of our bodies, we actually get to spread that energy in the world around us more powerfully. And you know, just like Clay said, there's something so attractive, so jaw-dropping about a woman who is so fully expressed, who is so herself, because people look at that and they're like, oh my God, not only do I see that, but I feel that. And that's
Mm-hmm.
what women do. Like when women can connect with their wisdom, the wisdom in their body and their emotions, people feel it. They feel it so deeply. And when you feel, you actually get to create the changes, which is what you experience at Envision. Like you
Mm-hmm.
felt into your body, you tuned into your body, you allowed yourself to feel the things that were there. And by feeling it, you allowed yourself to lean in and to create change.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I've noticed too that I'm able to recognize other people's energy a little bit easier too, and be more aware of how interactions like that can affect your own energy, and how you can build better relationships in knowing, yeah, the people that you're around and you want to be around too, that light you up and help build on your energy as well. It's a whole new thing for me that I'm so excited to explore, to delve a little bit deeper into.
How has this journey since Costa Rica, since meeting me, like coming deeper into your body, connecting with the wisdom here, how has this journey influenced the way that you choose to relate with others and who you choose to relate with?
Yeah, I think put really simply, it's about like having confidence in yourself and knowing when people are serving you or are aligning with you, people that you're actually connected with. Like I know that I, like you said, people please. It's a deep rooted thing, and I've always wanted people to like me, and I've always really cared about people's opinions. And sometimes it's important to be a bit more true to yourself and not worry about what other people are thinking. And if they don't like you, that's okay. They don't need to, because I am more confident in myself. I'm able to align myself with people that light me up, and recognize it's okay if people don't resonate with you. That's all right. Enough with the people pleasing side of things.
Yes, queen. Celebrating you in
Mm-hmm.
that. Yeah, you make such a good point here, right? It's when you can be deeply connected to yourself, when you stop people pleasing, it allows you to be more in alignment with your heart's truest desires. And what happens, right? We talked earlier about this like hyper independence in women, which is really these like masculine walls that we put up where it's like, I don't need you, I got myself, I can take care of myself, right? And in order to take those walls down, we have to connect with the wisdom of our body. And what happens when we start to do that is we start to become more discerning about the people that we welcome into our world. We start to become more discerning about the relationships that we have and whether or not they're serving us or leading us to be somebody else, leading us to be somebody that's not in alignment with our most authentic selves. And when you can become more discerning about the relationships and the way that you're relating with the people around you, it allows you to, I don't want to say totally cut out, but push out. I kind of see it as this like bullseye, right? You have these rings, and the rings closest to you in the center are the ones that are going to influence you the most. The rings further away from you energetically are not going to influence you as much. And so when you become more discerning of yourself, what's best for you, your yes, your no, what you desire, it allows you to start to shift people in this bullseye. And so maybe sometimes there might be somebody that's closer to the center that really gets to be moved to the outside, right? So that maybe energetically they're not influencing you as much. And maybe vice versa. Maybe there's people on the outside rings, they get to move closer into those inner rings so that they can influence you more. And what this allows is it allows you to be connected to people that do resonate with you more, that do see you more, that do connect with you more, that can share deeper levels of intimacy with you more. And when that happens, you actually can lean more into the feminine, which is to allow yourself to receive, to allow yourself to trust, to allow yourself to surrender, to allow yourself to just be, right? And that allows us to take down those masculine walls that we've put up to keep people out, because ultimately we're afraid of being hurt and being rejected and being unsupported and unseen. And when that happens, when those walls can soften, right? When those walls can come down and you can soften into your feminine energy, it allows you to receive more. It allows you to receive more love, more abundance, more aligned experiences, relationships. And so I love that you're talking about how as you've come back to your body and tuned into like what is best for you, what you want, what you desire, what lights you up, it's led you to be more discerning about what you allow close to you. And that's completely changed the life that you're living.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The people that I believe that I used to connect with at that time, who I still love and will always respect. Maybe now I know, like, as people grow, everyone grows in different directions, and it's okay sometimes to do exactly what you said, that people that you keep close, you know that they're your support network, they're the people that influence you, the people you want to influence as well. You keep them very, very close. And sometimes it's okay to have those bigger rings of circles as well, of people that maybe you don't align with as much. And it is just, as you grow to know yourself a little bit more, it's like the self-respect thing. I think I see it in that way.
Big time. So much self-respect comes in that.
Yeah.
And, something that comes up in many women is when they start to set boundaries and maybe put people more in the outer rings of the bullseye that we were talking about earlier. I often see this like, oh, I feel bad, or like, yeah, a lot of women like have this feeling where they feel bad about it, and they then want to like the guilt, right? And then they want to people please, right? And so like being able to recognize that and actually realizing that by you doing what's best for you, you're actually supporting the other person. Because if you're allowing somebody in and that's not feeling good for you, and they're close in a way that is unsupportive, you're going to then emit an energy and not be able to optimally show up for this person in a way that supports them. And so like I think that's something really important as well for anyone that's listening to this, is like by you doing what's best for you and honoring what's best for you, you actually better support that other person in your life. Even if it might hurt them, even if it might lead them to have their own feelings and experiences, you're not responsible for their feelings and experiences. Those are theirs. They get to take ownership of that.
Yeah, and I also 100% believe that you meet people that you're meant to meet and at the right time as well. So even if some people are meant to be in your life just for a season, even just for a conversation, there's always something to take away from it and be grateful for meeting that and having that interaction with people. But sometimes that's all it needs to be is just an interaction, just a conversation. If it doesn't feel like it needs to go any further, then it's served its purpose, like that interaction. So
Everything happens in divine timing
yeah,
for you, not
yeah,
to you, but for you.
mm-hmm.
I love it.
Yeah, and I'm very grateful for it. Amazing.
Same. It's such a beautiful lesson from God, from Spirit, from Source, and it it gives us the opportunity to step more into our aligned mission, right? To our aligned
Mm-hmm.
path. So, yeah, I'm so excited to have you in this group experience, the Empowered Goddess, that starts in August. So, for any women that are listening that are ready to stop people pleasing, that are ready to step away from that hyper independence, that are ready to step into their power, their worth, start using their voice, start listening to their body, and start creating a life that brings more pleasure and that is just so much more aligned, send me a message. I would love to chat with you. I love conversations in my DMs. Like, I just love connecting with women. So reach out if you're curious, if you have any questions. I would love to connect with you. And Phoebe, I would love, as we finish up this conversation, you know, you and I have had such a beautiful connection. And for those people that might be listening that are like, oh, I'm kind of curious, but like I don't know this woman. I have no idea who this Leo girl is. Um, I would love, if it feels good for you, I'd love for you to offer, like, what is it? How do I wanna ask this? Um, what is one of the most powerful things that you see in me that's influenced you that could help a woman who is interested in this journey lean into their yes to join this experience?
Mm-hmm. Um, I think you ask all of the right questions that help provoke a certain type of thinking that maybe you haven't thought about before. Um, and that yeah, that's one of the main things when we had um, in-person interactions was you were so calming and asking the questions that make you really like think deep about how you're feeling in certain moments. Um, but also, like you said, like your energy or everybody's energy affects other people. And yeah, you just have a way about having conversations and emitting your confidence. Your confidence is super inspiring to other women who maybe aren't as confident in themselves or don't realize that they can be so confident in themselves and still be loved. And that's yeah, one big takeaway for me is that you can be 100% who you want to be, and that will bring people to you that love you. And if there's people that are affected by that and don't want to, then that's okay. That's their problem. You know, like you've inspired me to just be more myself. So I'm super excited to be in these conversations a lot more and around more people that want to be in them as well, to dive a bit deeper into self-confidence.
Yay. Oh, thank you,
Yeah.
love. I really appreciate that reflection. And yeah, for anyone listening that's like, oh, this is interesting to me. I'm curious. I just want to let you know that all of you is welcome in my world. All of who you are, all of the things that you think are too much about you, all of that is welcome in my space. And I'm glad that that's something that you feel, Phoebe, and that's something that has inspired you to continue being more of yourself. And yeah, I'm so grateful for you. I'm so excited for you to be a part of the Empowered Goddess experience. And yeah, if you guys are listening and you're ready to dive deeper into conscious community with other women that are lifting you higher, reach out, come join us. Phoebe and I will be there.
Yes. Can't wait. Woohoo.
Well, babe, thank you so much for joining me today and for having amazing conversation with me. I appreciate you so much. I'm so honored to know you and to connect with you. And yeah, I love you. I'm so proud of you. And I,
Thank you. I've loved it. I've absolutely loved connecting. I can't wait to do it more.
it's happening soon. We've got like
Yes.
5 weeks, 6 weeks. Yeah.
Hmm. Yes. Can't
Well,
wait.
amazing. Well, I hope that you have the most beautiful rest of your day. And I hope that this conversation could bring some love and let you up a little bit more in your day. I know that we were talking earlier. And yeah, I love you so much, sister.
Thank you. I love you too. Mwah.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, beautiful.
Bye.